Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my fourth update to Pan That Palette. It's actually only been 3 weeks since I filmed my previous Pan That Palette update, so I've had a little bit less time than usual. I should also let you know that, well, first of all, Amber F is the creator of this project, who I've linked down below, of course. And then secondly, I'm currently on a 30-day makeup bag challenge, which means I've restricted myself to the makeup that I'm able to use on my face right now. I'm halfway through. But that also means that I won't be showing you my Build Your Own palette in this update. It's part of my challenge, but I've swapped shadows out. I just want to keep some of the suspense there for that project, I guess. And then secondly, I haven't got access to my side Pan That palette, the Too Faced, that's my Jam palette. I do have some progress here though, so I think I might kick off with this one and then we're going to get into my main Pan That palette, which is the Smoked palette by Revolution Pro. I've got new pans in both palettes, so I'm very excited to be sharing that with you. Okay, let's kick off with that's my Jam palette. Here's a picture of what it looked like in the intro of this project. And here's what it looked like at my last update. I didn't set any goals for this update because I knew I wasn't really going to be able to work on it. I only had about a week of use on here. And here's what the palette is looking like today. And you may be able to see that I have finally hit that pan in the lilac matte shadow. That was a goal for last update. It only took me one more use. I've used up 0.1 grams since my last update, and that is 0.8 grams since the intro. In terms of the uses, I've got one use on Spread It, the pink matte, and that's a total of 13 uses. One use on grape soda, a total of 12 uses, so just 12 uses in this project in order to hit pan. Obviously, I already had prior use on this palette. This was even a side Pan That palette in 2024, but just for the first quarter, maybe the first half of the year. Pickup limes, I've got 3 uses on for a total of 20 uses. Jam Session, the pink shimmer, I didn't use this past month, total of 4 uses. This pink shimmer here, We Be Jammin', I've got 1 use on here, and that's a total of 9 uses. Violet Femmes, no use since my last update, 6 in total. Toast, no use, 8 in total. And finally, Jam On It, 1 extra use, 7 in total. Overall, I've got 7 uses on this palette this past month, and that's a total of 79 uses now within this project on this palette. I want to swatch the shadow in here because, as a reminder, with the other palette, I want to show you something. So I'm gonna swatch the lighter pink shimmer here, We Be Jammin', I think that's what it's called, yeah. And yeah, I've got a little idea for this shadow. Okay, so here are 2 swatches of that shadow. You can see how it flips and shifts from a more coppery tone to like a pink. Not sure when my next update is going to be. I'd like to stick to the 1 month, you know, sort of towards the beginning of the month type of system. But I'm just not sure. Maybe I'll wait until I've done my finale for my 30-day makeup bag challenge. I'm posting that a month after I've done it. So yeah, or maybe I'll do another update in between. Do let me know in the comments if you care about spoilers or not, because I would be spoiling part of the 30-day makeup bag challenge for you, obviously, if I do updates here and they're already, you know, as progress, visible progress that you wouldn't be seeing until the finale in mid-June. Let's move on to the Smoked palette. So obviously I've still got access to this palette, and even though there's not like a ton of use on here, there are plenty of shadows in here where I've only got 1 use since my last update. I still feel like I've got great progress. Okay, let's take a look at what the Smoked palette looked like in January at my intro. And here's what it looked like at my last update. And here it is today. I've been able to hit 3 more pans, and they are in Fortify and in Tremble and in Fuse. I'm so pleased. My goal on this palette was to hit 2 more pans. I'm super happy I've been able to hit 3 and exceed my goal. And my second goal was to do No Pan Left Behind on here, and that means to use every single shadow minus Trigger, the pressed glitter that I've already got pan on. So my overall goal for this palette this year is to have pan in every single shadow in here and to continue using the shadows just, you know, my main focus palette for 2026. Because I've got 3 pressed glitters in here, so Trigger's one of them, and that one has got Pan. And then I've got Smite and Ignite here. I don't want to force myself to continue to use a pressed glitter. It's fun for manis. I think I'm gonna still do like a video where I show how to do that, but once I've got access to all my stuff again, so I can maybe film that in about 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I don't want to force myself to continue to use a pressed glitter because I don't really tend to use them on my eyes anymore. It's fun to put glitter on your nails, but it's really difficult and kind of abrasive on the nails to take them off, so I don't try to do it with every mani. It was no pan left behind on here, minus Trigger, the pressed glitter, so 17 shadows. I managed to do that, yay. Okay, let's quickly look at the weights as well. So this palette weighed 211.3 grams in the intro. Last time I was down to 208.2 grams, and today I'm at 207.2 grams, which means I've lost exactly 1 gram since my previous update. I'm really pleased with that. And that's also a total of 4.1 grams difference in terms of the intro. Let's go through the uses one by one. Void, I have used just 1 time since my last update. I've got a total of 21 uses on here. Maybe there's a tiny bit of a pan expansion. I should mention, these shadows are so powdery. There's a ton of kick up. I'm also quite heavy-handed on my eyeshadows. I'm very light-handed when it comes to the rest of my makeup, but yeah, with eyeshadows, I'm just all in. I just really like building it up, mixing colors on my eyelids today. I mean, today I did a look. I'm wearing a Matte, Diffuse, Fortify, and Deceive, so that's 4 shadows from this palette, and then another 4 from my BYOP. 8 shadows are on my lids, and might not even look like I'm wearing that many, but yeah, okay, so just bear that in mind. Okay, moving on. Emit. I've got 4 uses on here. I think you might be able to see a dip starting to form, and that is because I'm starting to use this as a liner now. I don't normally wear liner eyeshadow, but yeah, I've got this on my lower lash line today and then smudged out with another shadow from my BYOP. Okay. I think it's just the only way I can hit pan in here. This has got like a really squishy texture, so yeah, I can use it as a base, but then it's a black base, and then I've got, it's fun to play around with it, but it just immediately turns all of my eye looks very grungy, which is fun, but not necessarily something that I'm gonna continuously do every day in order to hit pan. So I think, you know, using it as a liner, that works. Diffuse, 4 uses on here, and that's 20 in total. Trigger, I ignored. I've got a total of 4 uses on here. Fortify, my new pan, 13 uses, and that's 44 in total. Final shadow on the top row, Vexer, 2 uses, and that's 19 in total. Might be a pan expansion here as well. Haute, I've got 1 use on here, 5 in total. Smite, 1 use on my nails, 5 in total as well. Muse, I've used 3 times. Maybe a pan expansion, 16 uses in total. I know that at least 1 time I used it as a topper shadow, so I applied it with my finger, and then I would have gone more into this side here where there's more product, so then that's not necessarily chipping away from the pan or expanding it. Okay, Tremble, my new pan. 1 use, 9 in total, so yeah, we know already that's 9 uses in this project for me to hit pan. It's teeny tiny, but it's there. Fuse, 3 uses, 8 in total. This shadow I need to swatch before I forget. Yeah, let's pause here for a minute. I want to swatch this shadow here next to We Be Jammin'. There you go. It's beautiful, very nice periwinkle, but I just think it clashes a little bit with both my skin tone and my eye color. Now look, let's see. But when I mix it and swatch it on top of We Be Jammin', and We Be Jammin', that pink one, is not a favorite shadow. I just can't get it to work. I think it's just a bit too dry. I don't know if it was ever meant to be more emollient, but it isn't anymore. But look at this shadow that comes out when I mix Fuse and We Be Jammin'. I love this. It's a more sort of lilac-y shadow. So my goal is to do a little bit of frankening, and I'll get to that Octane. This shadow, I love it. Don't have pan in here yet. Just 4 uses and only 11 in total. This was I think one of my least favorite shadows in the intro. This has become a favorite shadow. I actually can't wait to use this one, so I think I'm gonna set a goal to try and hit pan in it for my next update. Yeah. Deceive, I have got 6 uses on here, 41 in total. Definitely a pan expansion. Sepia, 2 uses, 19 in total. Ignite, 1 use, 5 in total. Quell, 1 use, 7 in total. Smolder, 1 use, 12 in total. And Aroma, 2 uses, 10 in total. I would like to try and finish Sepia. Not necessarily for the next update, maybe. Depends when it is, yeah. I think I might be able to do it. It's a really, really lovely shadow. I'm actually going to swatch it for you as well. But I figured if I want to do some frankening, here it is, then I need an empty pan. And my plan isn't to use all of Fuse and all of Weeby Jamming. I don't have enough space, not even, you know, to press that into one pan. So I think actually it might also be nice to hit pan on here first as well, before I do the frankening. Yeah, so my goal is hit pan in here, finish Sepia. I think I'm going to give myself a couple of months and then do a little bit of frankening to, you know, put that lilac shimmer shadow here into the space of Sepia. And coming back to the That's My Jam, same goal as with the Smoked palette, hit pan in everything and just continue to use it this year. Second priority, the Smoked palette has first priority, but still, it's a focus palette nonetheless. So I've only got 3 shimmer shadows left to hit pan on here. Hopefully that's doable, yeah. But yeah, once I can use this again in about 2 weeks, I'm gonna really go in with Weeby Jamming. I think that's it for this update. I don't really have any looks to share this time. And like I said, no BYOP this time either. Do let me know when you would like to see my next update. Do you want to see it after the challenge has been posted, the finale of it? So after mid-June, or do you not mind seeing progress in another, say, 4 weeks time? Because that means I would have actually had 2 weeks with this one, round about that, yeah. Do let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you will subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I also hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.